Catholic. This is your host, Taylor Schroll. I got a new microphone, ladies and gentlemen. It's gorgeous. I showed it on social media the other day. But this is the first official episode with me recording on the brand new Rode Podcaster mic. And I am super excited about it, if you couldn't tell already. Olivia Eugene Harrison is one of my co-hosts, and she has never been in the Taylor Schroll headquarters, which is my house. You've never been in the Forte Catholic headquarters, which is also now my house. You're here now. What do you think?
I am so stoked. First of all, thank you for making it so Texas Techie in here. Everything is red and black, and I know that's for me, so thank you, Taylor. I knew you loved me, and he has Spider-Man hanging up. Love Spidey, so I'm happy. This is great.
Yeah, so she's referencing the soundproofing that I have, which is Forte Catholic colors, red and black. But everyone that comes in says either it's a checkerboard or it's Texas Tech, and people are either excited about that or not. But okay, so Allison has been in here before. Yeah. She mentioned the Spider-Man.
I love it.
I almost said the Spidey Man.
The Spidey. Well, because it says Spidey on the fabric, so that's fair.
I never looked at it long enough to recognize.
Are you
that.
serious?
No.
It's the first thing I saw.
It's been hanging up there for 2 months.
I cannot.
We're almost done, Olivia. So the door is being installed on Thursday. So this is the last time anyone sees Spidey. That's going back on my son's bed where it belongs.
He's been shivering. We just got a cold front that came in, and he can finally have a comforter.
Yeah, wait, our family has all been sharing a cold, and we're not sure why.
Oh my gosh!
It started around 2 months ago.
The poor children. Can't we have maybe a framed? You know what I mean? Keep it up here just for nostalgia. We can remember the Spidey.
Nostalgia. You've never been here.
I'm having a moment with the Spidey comforter. Just right there. Look, you have no decorations. I say you take off a piece. The kid will be fine. Frame it, and we'll all remember when it got started and you had no door.
No.
Okay.
We're not going to do that. I'm not going to desecrate my son's comforter.
All right. I'm going to find another comforter, and I'm going to make you a gift. That's your Christmas gift. I'm going to make you a wall hanging.
Thanks so much. I appreciate you being here.
Well, you weren't getting anything to begin with, so you should be excited.
Well, that's going to be really awkward because I was about to give you your present here on the air.
All right.
I guess I won't do that. I'll give it to someone else instead who really loves me.
There is no present, everybody. Please.
There really is. But this is the first time we're recording where this is new for me. We have a desk. I have my 2 Macs running all the recording, and all of the Father Tim Grumbach is coming on the show today. So
Can't wait.
He's phenomenal. We like him from Twitter. You were like, where does he live? And I was like, I don't know, Twitter? I don't know. We're gonna find out all together.
Oh yeah, we could ask him. How convenient that we get to interview him.
I know.
This is nice.
People are always like, why don't you prepare more for your interviews? I was like, because they know the answers. I can just ask them and they'll tell me.
Yeah, what would we talk about? Yeah, exactly. I love that. Yeah, this is awesome. This is super legit. I'm impressed. And your mic is gorgeous. I'm a little jealous. I don't have that mic. I have a ghetto. No, it's not ghetto.
Well, we got the A team and the C team here, so you can absolutely tell by the choice of the mic.
I'm the A team, and I gave him my mic. That's what he meant.
The B team is Allison. She actually has her own special mic.
He's so mean to me. You know what? And I want people to write and say how mean Taylor is to Liv, because it's true. He's not like this with Allison. We all know she's the favorite. That's okay.
And I want people to write mean things to Liv, and we'll see which one we get more of.
That's awesome.
Okay, so let's talk about some Catholic stuff, because that's kind of what we do here. So starting off with the depths of all Catholic conversations, obviously, we have to talk about why I was in court today.
You were in court today?
I was in court today. So
all day?
No.
Is that why we're recording so late, Taylor?
Yes, and I don't know if you're playing dumb, because
I really have no idea.
We have talked about this at length.
100% have never talked about it.
Yes, we have.
No,
absolutely.
we have not.
You were like, "What time?" I'm going to pull up the text.
No, you told me we're going to record late, but I never asked why. I don't know your life. I don't know your. Listen,
you didn't have to ask why.
I drive in from Houston, and you tell me what time to be here, and I know you're like, I don't know. You have a wife and children, and you coach things, and you do stuff. I don't know. You did not say.
December 5th at 8:21 p.m. It was a Thursday, in case you're wondering. Here's what I said.
Okay.
What time do you want to record on the 16th? 3-ish? ? There's a possibility I have jury duty that day. Would you be available after 5 just in case? You didn't answer. So the next morning, you know how you can tap back on the iPhone?
Let me see this. What date
there's a question mark.
Give this to me.
Because you didn't answer me.
Stop.
How did
Listen,
you make
here's
my
the deal.
phone
You
go
said
away?
maybe, but I didn't know. You didn't like, whatever. Like, I do not read your text. That no one reads. Come on.
Well, maybe you should
That's
read
so
whenever I talk to you.
December 5th. Dude, I was getting over the flu. So
Okay, that's
there
the
you
third
go.
segment. We're not talking about you to the
All
third
right,
segment.
fine.
You did almost die, and it's important, but not important enough to be
All
in
right,
the
so
first
tell
two
me
segments.
about your court day today.
Okay,
I want to
so-
hear all about it.
So
I'm
I
so
went
interested.
to court, and this is the worst possible day for this to happen because you know have you ever been called for jury duty? Are you a good and fine upstanding citizen?
No, because I've been raising kids. So apparently there's some like little, rule that if you have kids at a certain age, you don't have to do it.
That's
no.
untrue. If you are a woman with kids at a certain age, you
that-
don't have to go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm the primary caregiver,
I-
although I'm never
I think,
home.
I think it's genderist against
It is.
fathers.
I think that's fair. Genderist. Wait,
Genderist.
that's not a word.
It is. I just didn't want to say the next one, the other word.
Sexist?
Yeah, that one.
Why?
Because it has the word "ist" in it. Okay, so
That is true. I'm against that word. Go ahead.
When you get called for jury duty, if you're a good,
Yeah.
fine, and upstanding citizen like I am, you get to pick like, hey, are there days that you can't come?
Oh, really?
Because you have like work or something.
Right.
And I got summoned like 10, 12 months ago, and they were like, you said there are too many dates where you can't be there, so we'll contact you in a few months. And then I get it again. I fill out the thing. It's like, do you have things going on? Yes, I'm busy. I have like 4 jobs and
so you're
kids
not a good citizen, is what you're saying.
I'm a good citizen. I just delay it. So
You're a delayed citizen.
a delayed citizen. That
Okay.
might actually be a real term,
That might
and
be
I
a thing.
apologize if you're a delayed citizen, if that means anything to you.
Oh no, it probably does.
I don't know if it's true, but I'm just apologizing just in case, just to be safe.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, I feel awful.
Well, you should, because you look it. So
You're the worst.
you actually look very nice today.
Thank you.
You're wearing pink in
I
honor
am.
of this past weekend's mass. I
That's
would
right.
imagine. Yeah.
That's true. No, that's not why. This is the only sweater I own, and today was a cold front. I don't have any sweaters. I have sweatshirts. I dress like a teenager. I dress like I'm in college. You know this.
Yeah, but here I am in the
This is
middle
a
of a
real
story
sweater.
about jury duty, and now I just want to ask you a question. Why do you only have one sweater?
Okay, keep going. I just bought
You're like
this.
a grown human person.
Yeah, but am I? I mean, come on, Taylor. I just bought this sweater. It just came in the mail. My girlfriend owns this incredible company called Moxie's VIP. It's on
She's
Facebook.
married to a man, her friend that is female.
Okay. Oh, come on. Everybody knows what that means. And she has contracts with Nordstrom's, Bloomingdale's, Macy's, all these bougie stuff, Neiman's, and she gets their stuff, puts it on sale for 70% off. This was an $85, $90 sweater that I got for $15. Amazing. Moxie's VIP on Facebook.
Well,
Continue with your story.
I'm happy for you that you got a very
$15.
nice sweater, but I'm
Yeah.
also upset because the more you talk about your sweater, the further away from your microphone you get.
Oh, sorry. I was petting my sweater.
So you might have to go to court, but I was in court today,
Yeah.
and essentially they were like, "You've told us enough days that you're not going to be here, that you're going to be at work, or that you're doing other
Yeah.
things. I travel a lot for work.
You
Like,
do.
I can't be here. I'm not in the
Yeah.
state, But they were finally like, okay, you're going to be here on this date today, Monday, September 16th.
They didn't care?
And I was like, oh, they didn't care. But I was like, okay, fine. I can be there Monday, December 16th.
I didn't even pick that up.
Well, you're not bright. Thank God you wear nice sweaters. So I was forced to be here, but it was fine.
Yeah.
It's like the
Yeah.
school year's wrapping up. Like all the kids at the high school that I work at.
Is this their last week before Christmas
they're
break?
in finals. Like
They're
we're done on
done.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, fine. Like, as long as I can record the show later. And then my boss tells me, like, you could be sequestered. Do you know what the word sequestered means?
Do I look like I know? Of course I don't. Does that mean they come and get you?
Get in the car. We're going to court. It's
Is this like they confiscate you?
Yeah, they do kind of.
Is that what that
Say
means?
that word again.
Stop. Don't.
What was that
do
word that
this.
started with C?
Taylor, I'm a
Talk in your microphone.
I'm a trophy wife, Taylor. I don't know words.
That's not what you said, but both were lies. So
Confiscate.
yeah, there you go. You said it correctly.
Did
I'm proud of you.
Oh, good. Sequester. What did I say? Okay.
I said sequestered.
Oh,
You're
you
very
said that.
lost.
Okay,
so
go.
it means that they can like keep you overnight. You can't talk to anyone.
like
I'm
in jail?
no, in a hotel. Like
If you get picked for the jury.
Right.
Oh, you didn't say that part. You can get picked for the jury. You can spend the night. Yeah. You've never watched like any film ever?
I mean, I didn't think I was being called for the OJ trial. Like, it's Bryan, Texas.
it
What can I
could
do?
be. It could be a murder trial.
Well, it wasn't. So, so I go and I show up, and in the midst of all of this, like last week. We're in the process of hiring a new person at work. That's all I'll say about that. We're in the process of hiring a new person at work, and we're flying 2 people in because they're the top 2 candidates.
That's
for
legit,
this position.
man. Where are they coming in from?
I can't tell you. I literally said I'm not going to tell you anymore.
Well, okay, geez.
The airport. They came in from the airport. Because I said they're flying
I could have picked them up in Houston and brought them here.
They flew into here.
All
Stop trying to be helpful for things that happened 4 hours ago. So, so like this all popped up last week because we're in the middle of this hiring process and we're like, hey, can you fly in next week? And they both said yes. So now all of a sudden, this day that I had absolutely nothing to do other than record this show, I'm hosting someone right now. And I'm in here in a padded room with you.
It is your dream. And by dream, I mean complete nightmare.
Yeah, dreams. That's why I always say when people are like, hey, how you doing? I say, live in the dream because you have no idea which one I mean.
That's a good point.
It's a very good point.
Are they staying at your house, these people?
Are they here? No, they're not staying here. They're staying at a hotel. You seem to be very confused. Like you just forget hotels
No
exist.
one's flown me in and asked me to come in for something and put me. Well, that's okay.
That's absolutely a lie. We just talked about you being flown into one of the nicest hotels in the United States of America a couple of times when you were back on the show.
Okay, go.
So anyway, you can just keep lying. I guess that's your theme for today's show.
I am like the least lie person ever. Is lie a word?
That's not a word. Say confiscate again.
Confiscate.
There you go.
Is that right? Did I say it right? Confiscate?
No, I don't understand how you said it incorrectly, and then you said it correctly, and then I said it. All you had to do is repeat what I said. You said it incorrectly.
I can't decide
twice.
if it has the N or not. If you're trying to tell if it's confiscate. No, confiscate. So I must have said it without
you're still adding another N.
Dadgummit. Whatever.
Okay. So anyway, back to me being at jury duty. So we show up. No one's happy to be there. And like the first thing that the people say is like, we're going to make your stay here as nice as possible. I'm like, what? This isn't the Hyatt. Like none of us want to be here. Like we don't want to be here. So
this isn't the Hyatt. That was funny.
Well, thank you. I got that from your laughing. So we sitting there for 45 minutes. So we were all there waiting outside for like 30 minutes. Then we go into the court. I've never been in a court.
No, yeah.
No, that's a lie. I was in a court one time where I got a parking ticket in San Antonio. I walked in. I told the guy the story. I was like, he gave me the ticket for being there too long. The time expired at the exact time that I was standing at my car, and he was giving me the ticket. And I walked into the court. I told the judge the story, and he said, "Get out of here." And I'm like, "You're mad at me?" He's like, "No, I'm mad at the officer. Like,
yeah.
you don't pay anything.
That's not going to count.
Go home." So we're there today, and I was, none of us want to be there. I have better things to do other than, I guess, serve my country. I guess I don't know. So, but I'm ready. I'm ready to like get out of this, right?
Oh, really?
Because
you're going to say all sorts of things?
I
had a plan?
I chose my words very carefully. I didn't end up having to use any of this. I'll tell you the story of why in a second. But I was like, I am a practicing Catholic.
You said that?
I was going to.
Oh.
I didn't. I wasn't going to say good Catholic, just practicing.
You're a good Catholic, Taylor.
I'm a practicing Catholic. So I was also going to say, like, look, I stuff came up at work. Like I have things to do.
Yeah.
I also have this tweet saved from when this saga all began.
Yeah.
Like 10 months ago. I tweeted out, it asked, are you of good character and sound mind? And a good moral character and sound mind, something like that. And I tweeted it out as a poll. Like, hey friends, I got called for jury duty. This is one of the questions and I need your help to answer. And like 70% of my followers said I'm not of good character or sound mind. So I had that tweet ready.
To prove it?
Yeah, to prove it.
That was to prove in court. That's hilarious. Well, you're a terrible lawyer, but this is funny.
I don't know how often tweets are used in court. But
I was going to say, I don't think that's a thing. Yeah.
But, like, I didn't know, like, I know the rules, like, when you walk into a church, right?
Right.
You're supposed to, at least Catholic church.
Genuflect?
You're supposed to genuflect.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you know that word.
Wow. Wow, Taylor.
I shouldn't really be surprised after this segment. So you're supposed to genuflect. You're supposed to take off your hats. And, like, I was wearing a hat, and stop it. This isn't a dumb youth ministry event. So I was like, do I need to take my hat off? What do I wear? Like, I don't know what to wear.
Do I bow? Do I curtsy?
Do I genuflect?
Kiss his ring? Do I look in his eyes?
Right. And then I was very confused by it all.
Sure.
But everyone else was wearing hats, and like most of the other jurors
Chewing
looked like
gum.
slobs.
Right.
Like, at least I was a slob that dressed up nice, Like
I wore my dressy slob.
Right. It was fun. I look slobby, but I don't know if that's a word either. But
No.
I dressed very nice for the occasion.
Oh, did you wear a suit?
No.
Khakis?
I did wear khakis.
Polo?
And a polo and a Catholic hat, just in case they didn't.
Did you wear your Make Catholic Fun again?
No, absolutely not.
You should have.
I absolutely would not.
I would have
wear that.
paid you $50 to walk in there with that hat.
Well,
next time.
You would have. Apparently,
time.
all you're saying is that you would have been very helpful to me 6 hours ago.
Well, I'm just. Why did you think to call me? You're the worst.
Well, I did call you 4 times on your way here, and you didn't answer.
I was on the phone.
I'm in court.
Yeah.
We sit there for 45 minutes. And the guy, it's just awkward. Like, it's super quiet. I don't know if I can be on my phone. So I just pick out my phone. I'm just on Twitter, hanging out on my phone. I start playing it's a card game that you can play on your phone now. It's called Exploding Kittens. Have you ever heard of this game?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
It's so much fun. It's not as violent as it sounds. Just a simple card game. So I'm playing that in the room, hoping they hear the explosions and maybe kick me out. Like, I'm trying to get out of this.
They
right?
hear the explosions and kick me out.
I'm trying to get out of this whole thing.
That's awesome.
And yet, I was like, I want to do my civic duty. I want to be a good citizen. At the same time, I'm very busy. I have other things that I could be doing. And we sit there for 45 minutes. And I'm not a patient person.
Oh, I've met you.
So 45 minutes. How do you think I was acting for 45 minutes just sitting in that room completely silent?
You were like a 7th grade boy who if I was their substitute teacher and he's 12 and he's sitting in there and throwing things at people and writing on the desk and running around. And you would drive me nuts. 45 minutes? No way.
You do realize we're going to be together for like an hour and a half today, right?
Yeah, but you have something to do. You're talking to someone.
I do.
You couldn't talk to anybody, could you?
How great would it be if I just walked into the courtroom and I was like, "What's up?
See?
I'm Taylor Schroll, juror number 374321."
And then you're like, I'll have a Sharpie and I'm signing things over in that corner. That'd be amazing.
It would have been great. But
so you were going crazy.
Yes, all of it was not. But here's the moment that I had. I was like, it's been 45 minutes and we've done absolutely nothing.
Mm-mm.
If they come back and they say, you don't actually have to be here. Like, because essentially
that
they said.
That can happen. Yeah, they're like, we're not doing court today.
We saw the defendant. We saw the defendant and his lawyer.
Oh my God.
And we saw the state's lawyer. We saw them all come in. They all left the room, which is like weird because they were like, court's in session. And they all left. I'm like, I've never been in court before, but I didn't think all the lawyers and defendants left immediately. They went and met in like their own room. And then they came out like maybe 30 minutes in. They were like, they're deliberating to see if they can do this without court. And I'm like, first of all, cool. That means I could get out of this. Yeah. Secondly, you couldn't do this Friday?
Like, or in the parking lot or over Skype? Like, pick something.
No, like you could have not made all of us.
Yeah, do that. You have like an hour ahead of your time. So let's say that your time is at 10 or something, and they can meet from 8 to 10, and you get a text at 9:45. Everybody knows in 15 minutes, don't come in.
I know it was. Why
can't they do that?
So I was going to be like happy,
it's like pre-law,
but also frustrated.
Yeah,
if they came back and they were like, it's fine. So sure enough, 15 minutes later, all rise for the honorable judge so-and-so. And I'm like, dang it. They didn't figure it out. We're going to have to. She comes out and just says the word thank you about 8,000 times. She's like, thank you for your service. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your patience. They figured it out. You don't have to be here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You get like a Starbucks gift card or anything?
No, they validated our parking and I think I get $6. I think that's what I get today.
That's pretty good. You don't make that much.
No, I definitely make more than $6 an hour.
For 30 minutes? You were there 30 minutes?
I was there for an hour. Okay. So I was there 15 minutes earlier than in court for 40 minutes.
All right.
I definitely make more than $6 an hour. Thank you very much. Otherwise it would be illegal and my employer would be in court.
Could you just go with the joke, Taylor? Jeez.
No, it was a dumb joke and I needed to correct it.
For the love.
So
you get out.
So here's the moral of the story.
What is the point?
Are you ready for this? We've
so
just been
ready.
talking about me in court all day.
Yep.
So you've heard of this whole thing about separation of church and state, right?
I mean, I've heard of it.
Would you talk into your microphone, please?
I've heard of it.
Okay. So separation of church and state is that the government and the church, they need to have different structures. They need to have, they can't have the same power. They're very different. But as someone who's lived in America my whole life, except for those 3 years that I was in, never mind, I can't talk about that.
That is not true.
And I've been Catholic my whole life, like ever since I was baptized, like as a small baby. And today was the day that I realized that even though the church and the state are separated, they're exactly the same.
That's hilarious.
Because here I am sitting in a place for an hour, not sure if anything good is going to come out of it, but it would be like going to mass and they're like, well, you get to the end of the Eucharistic prayer and they're like, hey guys, there's no bread or wine, so you're free to go.
It doesn't count. So it does count.
But just the just the stuff, like we can't figure this stuff out.
Right.
Like you can't tell people when things are going on. So it was just kind of funny because usually when I have frustrations about the church, I come onto the radio and talk about them. So
but now it's about the government.
I wanted it to be even about the government.
Are you going to go through all three branches? This is the judiciary branch. How do you say that word?
That's a great way to end this segment, Liv. I appreciate that segue that you absolutely did, not on purpose, because that was awesome. So that was my day in court.
Fascinating.
Last week we talked about me getting kicked out of the basketball game. This year I got kicked out of court, but in a much better way. But Liv and I will be right back with Father Tim Grumbach right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Forte Catholic. I am your host, Taylor Schroll. I am an avid Houston Astros fan.
You are.
Olivia, you seem to be from Houston. That's at least what you tell me.
I am from Houston.
So you seem to root for the Astros as well.
Absolutely.
Well, we brought the enemy on to talk to us today. I
love your enemy.
I was going to say that. Love your enemy.
Well, that's what I'm doing because I'm a good Catholic. So I'm loving my enemy. I couldn't even say it correctly, and that's how bad I am at it. Father Tim's here. And he's from LA. And the first time we ever got into it was when the Dodgers were playing the Astros last year. And I believe, Liv, who won that series?
Ooh, the Astros.
we were still alive when I got in it. It's a lot easier when we're still alive. So
yeah. So, Father Tim, welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much. I've been looking forward to this.
Well, good. So we got into it a couple of days ago. So I think that was our first interaction. We've kind of playfully gone back on Twitter here and there over the course of around the last year or so. And then we got into it again last week. What were we? I don't even remember what we were arguing about. It's like fights with my wife. What were we even talking about?
we were trying to figure out which team Our Lady would be rooting for. And it had something to do with Our Lady loving the color blue. And then the truth that, the Dodgers, starting in Brooklyn, they're called the Dodgers because they were the trolley Dodgers, which means that they were the homeless guys who were running around in the streets.
Oh, really?
And obviously, yeah. That's why when we refer to the Dodgers, when they're really not doing so well, we call them the bums. And so we love the bums. Yeah. And so if we love the bums, Our Lady loves the bums. And, right here at my parish, we have a lot of homeless people that we try and love it to our best. And so we're trying to do what Our Lady would do. And so Our Lady loves the Dodgers. That was my logic.
I had no idea that's where they got their name from, but that's really interesting.
Okay, I could do the easy argument, and I could say, like, how many just wonderful Hispanic people we have in the Houston community, and that, like, the Hispanic culture loves Our Lady. But I think the best argument is an argument from your own city. So Los Angeles is a long term.
It's a big city.
What do you know what it means, Father?
It's named after Our Lady of the Angels. Nuestra Señora de Los Angeles.
Right, and there's another team in that city that takes that name, the Los Angeles Angels. Oh, okay. So
Los
now
Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
So what I'm hearing from you is that you love and want to love the homeless, but when it comes to loving your neighbor, you're against that. Is that what I'm hearing correctly?
I am one of the weirdest people who live in LA. I'll root for the Angels too, just not when they're playing the Dodgers. And nobody can make sense of that. So
no, that's fair. Yeah. Were you born and raised in LA? Like, are you a native?
Yes, I am an LA native. There aren't a lot of us around.
Are there really a lot? Or is it because I think of LA as like everyone wants to go there, and become a whatever. Right. So I didn't know actual people were born in LA. That's fascinating.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the really dynamic things about doing young adult ministry here in LA is there's a lot of people coming and going.
Yeah.
It's hard for people to stay here for a long time. And so when we do, it's hard to get like a really good, consistent, solid, young adult ministry, like core team, because a lot of people can't stay here for very long. It's
really,
it's like God keeps blessing people with opportunities away from LA. One of my great core members.
Is that what they call it whenever they fail at being an actor or actress?
Yeah, right,
God called me to another city.
Opportunity. Another opportunity.
He opened another door.
There
right?
we go. That's it.
Yeah. One of my great core members for my young adult ministry here at St. Augustine, my parish, she's going to become a Focus missionary, it looks like, for next year. And so, praise God for Focus and whatever she ends up in, but we're really bummed about it. And, so that's what's one of the blessings of being here in LA, is that you get to meet a lot of new people, but it's hard to really, start these friendships that stay here, which, I guess it's awesome because it helps us reach out and look out and have all these connections all over the country. It's a great thing about LA.
And fresh. You're keeping it fresh. That's what you're doing. You're just making sure you're getting out the old energy, getting a new energy. That's what you meant.
Yeah, that's the difference between there and in Texas. In Texas, we just want everybody to go away. And they just stay here because their grandma's grandma went to the parish.
Yeah, well, we kind of want everyone to go away here too. Growing up, going to Dodger games, starting on the west side of LA, because I grew up in Santa Monica. And to get to Dodger Stadium, it's about the length of like the LA Marathon. It's like they used to start. Well, yeah, now they start like down by Dodger Stadium, and they run to the Santa Monica Pier.
Oh wow!
And so it's like 26 miles to get from my parents' house to Dodger Stadium, and it could take like an hour and a half, 2 hours during the evening time. And I was just laughing, every time with my dad, like, ha ha ha, look at these people, they have to do this every day. And we'd get on his motorcycle sometimes, and it would take like half an hour to get to Dodger Stadium. But then where's my first assignment as a priest? It's right at the elbow of the 10 and the 405 freeways. And that area right there is one of the worst parts in all of Southern California for traffic during the evenings. It's like you're driving over the 10 and you see traffic is packed on the 10. And then you look down on the 405 and it's packed going both ways. and so in God's great sense of humor, he put me right at the heart of like where I used to make fun of people growing up.
That does sound like God. Yes.
Yeah, we're just officially meeting. And I now know that the only prayer that you prayed when you put where your parish, where you were going to be placed in your parish, you put it into God's hands by saying, God, please just give me patience. And there you go. That's what
right. Yeah.
It's true.
No, I was like, no, put me in Santa Barbara or like put me in Malibu.
Right.
Like,
Laguna Beach.
10 and the 405. Yeah, right.
Sure. Yeah. I can name a few. Yeah, that's hilarious. Well, good. So how is the whole traffic thing? Like, has it been as bad as you thought it would be?
It can be for sure. We have a hospital that's about 2 miles away. And in the afternoons, it can take half an hour to get there.
Wow.
There's only one road, Venice Boulevard, to get to it. And
so if you're going to die in the morning. Don't die in the late afternoon. Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we tell people. You gotta plan this out. And
that's awesome.
I have an extra bike just in case I get a call at like 4 p.m. and it's like really like they're actively dying. I'm like, I'm gonna get on my bike and get to the hospital quicker than if I try and get in a car.
Now, do you pedal as hard as you can, or are you like going at a pace where you can keep it up? What are you doing there?
Well, no, you gotta spin quickly. It's all cardio.
It's a spin class. It's an outside spin class. Good.
Yeah, you don't want to grind the gears too much, and so you work on getting the heart rate up rather than working the muscles, because you still got to walk up the stairs to get to the hospital room.
That sounds like a hard hospital.
Did they prepare you for this in seminary?
Yeah, really. There's like boot camp.
There were a lot of things they couldn't prepare us for in seminary, and I think the bike rides to the hospital was not part of it.
The last rites bike rides.
So mission priest.
So Father Tim, I know you from Twitter. Liv was telling me, she's like, "Where's he from?" And I was like, "Well, I know he likes the Dodgers, but I think he's from Twitter." So like, give us the 30, 45 second version of your, like, who are you? And what do you do? We obviously we know you're a priest, but what else?
Yeah. Well, I grew up in a place called Pacific Palisades, which is right next to Santa Monica, but ended up going to school and church at the mega parish of Southern California, St. Monica's in Santa Monica. And, that's like a mile away from the beach. And so I picked up surfing right after high school and dropped out of college to take up surfing full time. And then
I'm sure your parents were thrilled.
That sounds awesome.
Thrilled. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I went to Pepperdine for most of my first year of college.
Oh my gosh, that's where I wanted to go. I love that school.
It was an expensive year at the beach.
I like that. That's a nice way to say it.
Yeah. So I spent about 6 or 7 years chasing the surfing dream. Working in a surfboard factory and surfing in contests up and down California. And one of the cruelest things that can happen is to burn out on one of the most freeing things that there is in the world, in surfing. And so I burnt out on the contest scene. And the whole time I knew God was calling me to something more than, the marketing, the self-promotion, and the selfishness that I had made surfing into. And I remember walking down this beautiful beach up in Santa Barbara called Rincon. She's the queen of the coast. And walking down this dirt path to get to these perfect waves and talking with a friend. And I was just like, this is great, but I'm really thinking the priesthood might be the adventure God's calling me to. And, it sounds cheesy to me now, but that was the reality. I saw that God was calling me to this great adventure that's the priesthood. And I had no idea where he was going to be taking me. And it just happened to be right in the heart of where the worst traffic in LA is. And
what you're saying is you just had to ride the wave is essentially what you're saying.
So many analogies.
I try not to preach about surfing as much as possible because I don't want to be like that surfer priest, because I love the guys, but like most of the priests that I know who consider themselves surfers, they really aren't that good at surfing. At least compared to like
I thought you were going to say preaching, and I was like, oh my
God, this is hilarious.
They're great at preaching, but not that great at surfing. And so they're all like talking about all these like images from surfing, and I'm like, meh. And,
you don't even know. Yeah, you're like, please.
Yeah. So
well, then you should be the surfer priest.
I don't want to be like locked into that. I tried to get out of that whole like niche. But then I'm finding like there is some really powerful imagery in that. Mm-hmm. My spiritual director called me out on in the seminary, and he was like, sometimes Tim, you just don't go very deep. You like to be on the surface. It's like a surfer who likes to stand up, and I'm like, yep, that's me. But then to realize that there's this really powerful imagery about surfing is that you don't have control over the field.
Yeah,
it's the only sport where the field is constantly moving. And,
wow, yeah.
And it's really easy. Like the point is to stay on the surface. But once you go down underneath, you realize that there's this power and this mystery that's moving underneath that you can't control. And then to delve into that for the spiritual life. I mean, there's so much truth and analogy there that it's really has been moving my spiritual life a lot more than I ever was willing to admit, because I didn't want to be that surfer priest.
Wow.
That's the best analogy for
incredible.
Why I don't go deeper in my spiritual life. Like I don't want to drown underwater, so I'm just going to stay surfing right on the top.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh man. Our priesthood retreat. So like literally like 2 weeks before we were ordained priests, my class went on retreat up into the mountains with one of our auxiliary bishops here in LA, Bishop Dave O'Connell. And it had just been a pretty rainy summer for Southern California for us. Not a summer, like a springtime. And we went down into Kings Canyon, which is just past the Sequoia National Park. Mm-hmm. And the waterfalls were just firing, and the river was raging. And we stopped by this waterfall, and like there's this little dirt path that's like all like kind of muddy. And then like you get past the trees, and there's just all this mist coming at you. And the bishop was like, with our spiritual lives, most people are totally content with that muddy path with like the little bit of water there. And then they get frightened when they get to where all the mist is coming and you can't see through your glasses and all this stuff. But you know what God wants to do? He wants us to jump in under the waterfall and just lose control. I'm like, oh man, that's going to be my priesthood right there.
That sounds a lot better than drowning. That's a much better analogy.
That was amazing. I was like there just now. I was like drifting away. Okay, how long have you been a priest?
About a little over 2 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you have a really secure spiritual life when you were surfing? Were you at mass every Sunday? Were you like were they like, dude, what are you doing? Like, we're going surfing. You're like, man, I got to go to mass first. Like, were you always spiritual?
Yeah. I'm a little harsh looking back at myself back then, but aren't we all? We've got to grow in our patience of looking back at where we were in the past.
Right.
But I was really involved in youth ministry at my parish. Mm-hmm. So yeah, most Sundays I was there, but the goal of my surf life was to be surfing in the finals on Sundays. And so the goal was to miss mass on Sundays pretty much. But
good thing you never got there. So.
Yeah, right.
There's mass on late Sunday night, when the ocean is closed because it's dark.
Right,
so you could do that.
The ocean is closed. Another just classic Olivia Harrison.
There's a whole culture, surf culture of full moon surfing.
Okay, see, never mind. It doesn't work.
Yeah, but that is only like when the moon is full and it's super bright and the waves are good. it's usually like 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning when the tides are good.
Wow.
It's just the way that it's all ordered by God, right?
That it goes.
Yeah. And so we'd be out there and surfing at like 2 or 3 in the morning out in Malibu because the waves are perfect. So you don't have to like guess what it's doing. And so yeah, I would miss mass during the day, and I would be out surfing at like 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning.
That's so cool.
It's just like God, isn't it? He's like, hey, I have something really good for you, but it's at 2 to 3 a.m. in pitch black. Thanks, Jesus.
It's called a newborn baby.
Okay, so we've got a few minutes left, and here's what I want to do. I want to give you the opportunity because, like, I've shared before that, like Marian devotion, it has been difficult for me. It's one of the most difficult things for me within Catholicism as I continue to try to grow in this thing. So why do you want to claim Mary for LA so much? What's your argument?
I just, whenever I think about Mary, I think about how real she is. Wow. And how she loves all her children, you know, because we do quinceañeras like every weekend here at the parish. We just got these young women, you know, who've just turned 15, and somehow I've got to try to convince them that it's about the mass, not about the party that's coming up afterwards. And so they get to leave some flowers with Our Lady, and it's just such a beautiful tradition that we're doing all over the place here in LA. And I just want these young women and the young men to see Mary as more than just this character in a story written 2,000 years ago, but that she's real. And our city is named after her, and that she wants to be this mom with this fierce motherly love, looking out for them, not just as this example, but as a friend and as a mother. And so that's why I think Our Lady really looks down on LA with really a lot of love. And Our Lady of Guadalupe is everywhere here. So
Texas and LA, I think we're sisters, you know, even though y'all are a city, but you know, definitely you got a lot of that vibe. That's really cool. Oh, I love that. All right, wait, I got to ask. So do you still surf? Like
we moved on from surfing.
I just want to know.
We're trying to
when
talk,
he's not being a priest on
Mary.
Sunday, he could pray to Mary while he's surfing.
I want to know more about Mary. That's why Father Tim's
I understand,
here.
but he could pray and surf. It might be like that's what I'm trying to say. Like, is it now like a relation, like, you know, bringing of the two? Yeah,
they actually made an Our Lady of Guadalupe surfboard at the surfboard factory I was at. But our glassers were all Mexican and had this great devotion to Our Lady. So they really didn't like the idea of people's feet touching the image of Our Lady. So they only made one of those surfboards. But I still do surf from time to time. But I've taken up mountain biking and road biking a lot more. And it's way more accessible, even though I'm not too far away from the beach. Every day I'm looking at the cams and being like, is today a good day to go out? And I can't surf 3 hours a day like I used to. But maybe 3 hours a week at most, and I'm actually kind of happy with that.
And you got to build up those muscles to bring last rites to people. So I mean,
it's true.
Oh my gosh, I got to say, like 2 days before I was ordained a deacon, I went out surfing for the first time in a long time. I got all these all my core muscles were so sore, and we were practicing the lying down on the marble during the ordination, and I couldn't get up. I was all sore, and the bishop was like, Tim okay?
That's awesome.
He's like, no, he's in a state of ecstasy. No, he just can't move his arms. So
playing in the spirit, you know. Why doesn't that happen at ordinations? Huh?
So anyway, I'm glad that you love Mary so much. I'm glad that she's such a big deal in LA.
That's really cool.
And the good news is that the Dodgers go throughout the entire nation, all throughout baseball season, so they can share Mary with all the rest of the nation.
Oh, that's true.
Father Tim, we want to share Mary. You want to share Mary, and we want to share you. So how can people get connected with you?
Well, I'm on Twitter at Father Tim Grumbach. I'm also on the Instagram if you want to find me, Father Tim Grumbach. That's really the only social media that I'm on right now. But I've got a friend who's got a radio show, Trending with Timmery, that I help out with from month to month. And so if you want to talk about pro-life issues and what's happening in the church, and you know, just looking at modern day issues from an eternal perspective, that's what we're doing. So those are good places to find me.
Well, awesome. Thanks so much for coming on today. We absolutely appreciate your time. Everybody else, we'll be right back for our final segment of the day. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Forte Catholic, the game where everything is made up and the points don't matter. But if you are keeping track, Olivia Eugene Harrison has about 18 points deducted for all of her mispronunciations of words. But, okay, Olivia, I promised that we would talk about you in this final segment, and we will. But it's my show, so we're going to start with me. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah. And also, I'm not surprised. So, yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So, something has happened that you haven't commented on yet in person.
Yeah? Oh, your head. Your face, your hair, you shaved yourself.
I did. You shaved yourself. That is technically correct, but it just sounds funny.
Usually what I say sounds funny.
So I did.
You did.
I took off all of my 21-month beard. I told the people on last week's show that I would talk about it in last week's third segment.
So we're talking about it now.
And we had so much fun doing our live commentary on Father Anthony's homily that we didn't have a third segment. It's not that I was like, oh, we're going to do a third segment. We just ended the show. Like, we were done because we were having so much fun. So here we are in the third segment of a whole week later, an hour later in audio than you expected, talking about my face. So I shaved it off.
Which is weird because you just got your stickers made with your silhouette, and it's got your beard. So that's kind of weird. That's kind of part of your brand, man.
Right. Okay, but it's been less than 2 weeks.
What?
And it's since I shaved. It's already coming back.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not worried about it. It's hair, Taylor. I mean, that's how it works.
Don't you dare say hair grows back because it's not how it works.
Yes, it is.
The hair in my head does not grow back, you mean person.
Okay, that's called balding, Taylor. That's not called your face.
It's also called hair not growing back.
Oh, whatever.
So it'll be back. It's fine. People had a lot of fun doing like Photoshop of the stickers and stuff. Just keep your sticker. It'll be accurate again in another 3 weeks. I don't know what to tell you.
Wait a second, but I would.
You got sent a free sticker. Why are you complaining?
Can I ask you a couple of questions about it? Like, can I interview you?
Sure, that's fine. It's what the people want. They all want to know why I did it, and I haven't said anything yet.
All right. So, all right, fine. Okay, fine. That'll be the first question. Why did you do it?
I don't know why you're so upset that you get to interview me, but whatever.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
It had been 21 months.
Yes. Does that mean something? You keep saying that number. Is that a number that means something?
It's just factual. it's the amount of months that I had the same beard.
I don't know. Maybe 21 is magical for you. I don't know. All right, 21 months. Go ahead.
Forever 21.
Keep going.
It's not a joke that worked. I thought there was something
not
there.
At all. Please continue.
Not. I wish I was forever 21 because then I would still have the hair on top of my head still growing.
Gosh.
But actually, that's not true. I was
true.
bald by 19.
You were.
So, okay. So, first of all, it had been way too long of a time that I had the beard. I felt so much pressure to keep it because of logo stuff, because of my affiliation with Catholic Balm Co. But like every year, like we as Catholics understand that there are seasons, right? There's a season for everything. Like we're in the middle, the end of Advent, really. Now we've got a week left.
Christmas season's long. People don't know that. They think it's just a day. It's not. It's a season. Easter's long. It's 50 days.
I would be surprised at how many people listening to the show didn't know that. But thank you for your input.
Oh my gosh.
People are smarter than you give them credit for.
I'm smarter than you give me credit for.
I think our dumb listeners are much smarter than you think they are.
Okay. You think I'm an idiot?
I do. And I'm right.
Also, I'm not a listener. I'm just kidding.
That's the dumbest thing you've ever said. So, okay. So I needed a change. I needed a season, right?
Yeah.
I would shave off my beard every 9 months to 12 months. I would be like a chia pet and just let it all grow out and then shave it all off. That's a reference for everyone that grew up in 1993. So it was time for a change. It was time for a change.
Yeah.
And my spiritual life has not been good. It's probably been like
the worst.
Advent.
Yeah.
Has been the worst part of my spiritual life than the whole rest of the year.
Same.
Which is that I don't think so. I think you've been bad all year. But that's what Santa told me. But it's been really bad.
Yes.
And which is crazy because Advent is always one of my best seasons.
It's like my favorite, and I rock Advent, and I give talks on it, and I give amazing talks on Advent, and I know what to do for Advent, and I've done incredible Advents. Not this one.
What percentage
so bad at this.
of your talks that you primarily give are things that you're terrible at?
Oh.
For me, it's like 80.
That's fair.
The best talks come from in the midst of the struggle
deep,
and finding God in the midst of the struggle.
Deep.
This is getting Tate. That is a quote from Liv Harrison on Forte Catholic.
I was going to say your name again.
I want everybody. I want somebody who is good at Canva or making those little word things. I want somebody to do an inspirational post of Liv saying, "This is Tate." with absolutely no context whatsoever.
I now want to know. I'm going to go look at all the talks I give. And yeah, that's fascinating that you just said that. All right, well, please continue. So 21 months. That's it?
I needed a change.
You were just done?
I needed a change.
So just say that. Why is it?
I've said it multiple times. You just don't listen to me.
No, I mean before
because you've
this
already
interview.
said you're not a listener.
Oh my gosh. I cannot with you.
You're not even listening right now.
Did you like it? When you shaved it, what were your thoughts? Your first reaction was what?
The kids' reaction is hilarious.
No. I didn't say kids. Oh, who's not listening now? I said you.
You asked me what my favorite reaction was.
No, I didn't say favorite reaction. I said, what was your reaction when you saw it?
My reaction was the kids are enjoying this. I mean, I like.
But did you like it? Like, do you miss the like the beard, the big lumberjack beard that you had?
No, I like the change.
So you like it
because I guess I like change when I want it.
Okay,
right. So
fair.
Like anybody, when change happens and it's not in my control, like it can be difficult. Like I'm not terrible in those situations, but like I wanted the change. And here was the thing. I wanted to shave my beard for about 2 weeks. Anytime I'm going to make a big decision, I'm not acting like this is a big decision in my life.
It's kind of a big decision,
but it's
your face.
It's not a big decision in the grand scheme of things, but it's a decision that will take 21 months to fix. Right? Like to get back to where I was.
Okay,
so it's going to take a long time to get back to this. So like anytime I have a decision like that to make, if I don't do it on a whim. Like I was like, I'm gonna think about it
through
for and like almost every day for those 2 weeks, I wanted it gone. I was just tired of it. This all primarily came out of hanging out with my friend and musician Dave Moore, and we were at
Dave. Hi, Dave.
We were at NCYC, and I was telling him it feels like my beard hadn't grown in the last couple of months.
No, probably didn't.
And he was like, well, it doesn't grow as much in the cold months, and you probably have split ends if you haven't taken care of it. I'm like, I thought that was a thing for girls. Like I didn't know guys could get split ends.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like
you're really serious.
Everyone that had split ends that ever talked about
because our hair is long enough that we can look at it. I remember in gym class we would sit with our split ends and like peel them open, like peel them. That's a thing that girls do, like when they're in gym class, high school, freshman year. I want to hear how many people did that. That's a real thing.
That's what you did in gym class.
There's so many things I can't say on Catholic radio, but I'm thinking them, everybody.
Bob.
You.
So
Dave Moore told you have split ends. First of all, I love that conversation. And that it was with Dave. That's hysterical.
Right. These two men with these big old beards.
With these huge
talking
man.
About split ends.
Yeah.
And that was the moment that I was like, I think I'm done. I think I'm done. I don't want to talk about split ends.
That's so funny.
And it was like, it's not going to grow anymore. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, this is it.
Here was the deal. Like anytime that I make a physical change, whether it's like going to work out again, and you start to see physical changes over the course
Sorry,
of
I didn't mean to laugh.
3 weeks. Thanks.
Yeah.
I actually worked out in gym class. I didn't look at my split ends because I didn't know I had them. So
or hair, but yeah.
I had hair in gym class. But not in college, I guess. So that's fair. So I needed the change.
Yeah.
In my spiritual life, and a lot of times think about all the stuff that is Catholic. Like we're like sacraments are things that are unseen becoming real, like using things that we can see so that they become real to us.
Right.
And I'm like, if I want to change, if I want to be the quote unquote better version of me, people take that the wrong way, but it's like I want to be better. I want to be holier. I want to be a better man. And it's like seeing a difference helps that. It's not like obviously shaving my beard isn't the thing that's going to do it, but it's going to remind me every time I look in the mirror, every time I make a video, any of those things, it's going to remind me like, look, I did this for a reason, right? And is it working? No, but in the past it has.
So you're saying that it is connected spiritually for you, like you're kind of in this Advent rut kind of situation. You're like, you know what? I'm going to connect this with my beard, but how long ago did you shave it?
Like a week and a half or so.
Okay. But let's talk about that. How long does it take to have spiritual change or any real change? I mean, physical's fast.
Apparently 21 months because I feel nothing so far.
Okay. It's been like not even 12 days, maybe 12 days, maybe. I don't know. I think you're being a little American about this. I mean, you're wanting like right now, like you're so a product of your generation, Taylor. Like you want like gratification immediately, but that's not how it works. I'm just saying, I think don't call it yet. Don't call it yet, and Advent's not over. I believe in you.
It's not, but I think I'm done.
Spiritually?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's been rough, but it is that constant reminder. So that's why I shave my beard. I shave my beard because I'm not a good person. That's essentially the answer.
Oh, okay. Well, great.
Okay.
Good lesson for the kids.
Now that I've taken 10 minutes and 45 seconds of this segment, we have 4 minutes to talk about you.
I can't believe you're giving me 4 minutes.
So
this is shocking.
You only got 4 minutes to say it.
I can't believe it. Can I talk about my conference?
No, you practically died for like 2 months.
I did.
We haven't seen you in forever.
No, it's true.
So I want to hear about your death.
He doesn't care. No, he did care. Actually, that's true. Taylor checked on me, and I got to give him credit for that, especially out of all my guy friends.
I'm a nice person when no one's looking.
No, you are, and especially as guy friends, you're a really good one, and so thank you, Taylor. But yeah, no, it was terrible. I had major surgery at the beginning of November. Well, I was gone all of October traveling, speaking, and working, and then I got home, and I had a surgery scheduled, and this is my 11th surgery, my 7th abdominal surgery. So look, I'm not a wimp, not my first rodeo.
Are you going for a record? What's happening?
I'm just kind of bragging about it, Taylor. I mean, you get to be, talented. I have surgery.
I'm more broken than you.
I'm just saying.
Broken than you.
There you go. So the guy who was my surgeon did surgery for me in July. Okay,
wait. I have to ask. How many times has this surgeon done the surgery?
What, this specific surgery?
Any?
What do you mean? Or for me personally?
Yeah, for you.
This was my second time with him. It's a new relationship.
I was about to say, maybe you should try someone else.
No, well, the first one was great. That was the point of that. Like in July, it was fine, and I needed my gallbladder out. Which every time they're in there, I'm always like, guys, just take it out. Like, just do it. Because I didn't want to have another abdominal surgery. Like, this is ridiculous. So anyway, no one listened to me. Whatever. And so finally, we should take that out. So it's gallbladder. No, I mean, people have it all the time. It's a normal thing. However, I had an allergic reaction after the surgery, to the point where my surgeon said to me when I finally saw him, like maybe a week later, I've never seen this before. Which, let me just tell you, you never want a surgeon to say that.
That's
to
like that commercial that they have. It's like
terrible.
Are you nervous about this surgery? Me too. Well, no, I don't want to hear that.
I had an anesthesiologist say that to me once. He was like, "Well, I just read a pamphlet on the way in." I was like, "You're funny," as I'm passing out. Anyway, so I looked like I had a chemical acid burn. I sent you. We were writing through DM, and I was like, I look like a Marvel character, like like completely legit. Like I look like a chemical acid burn all over my torso. It was going everywhere. Felt like fire, like I was burning from the inside, and itchy, like you wanted to take your eyeballs out. Like not just like kind of itchy. It was awful.
Why were your eyeballs involved in this?
I don't know. I just want to take them out. But I was on Benadryl, 2 Benadryls every 4 hours, which did nothing to me except I could just like not cry and scream. So it was awful. Steroids, and then I got the flu. So there you go. I was dead. I am alive, and I do have scarring left from that burn or whatever. And I'm apparently Deadpool, the Catholic Deadpool. That would be so rad.
You kind of are the Catholic Deadpool.
I am the Catholic Deadpool.
We can't take you anywhere.
And this looks like his suit.
It does. You're talking about things that no one can see.
Oh, sorry.
Again, talking about the red and black. We got to end the show. I'm tired of hearing you talk.
Wait, genius. No. Can I not plug my conference?
When is it, and what's the URL?
Well, we're changing it, but it's March 6th.
No, you can't talk about it now. It's
Instagram
March 6th.
Genius Conference. Or follow me, Liv Harrison.
You'll be back way before then.
Tickets go on sale Friday, Taylor.
Okay, well, I can't go because I'm not a woman, but
Your
I do have
can.
split ends, so maybe
Sam.
I can go. Hey, Liv, thanks for coming today. We're done.
Bye.
See ya.